learners, welcome back to our educational channel Learn and Educate. We would study about the definition of supervision as given by Henry Reining, wherein this definition is about how we look upon the supervision as per the direction, authority, and the work of others, which is the focusing points of this definition, wherein Reining defines supervision as a goal oriented and a power dynamic activity. Supervision is about how the direction is accompanied by authority of the work of others. It is about not just watching, but an active oversight of a process to ensure it meets a specific standards. It is about the action, the steering element, and supervision isn't passive, which means it direct means to point the ways, provide instructions, and ensure that the movement of team is towards a specific objective. Without direction, effort is wasted. The term supervision itself comes from Latin word, which is to oversee. The running context, it is not just watching, but the active oversight of a process to ensure that it meets a specific standards. It is about the action that is the important element, wherein it gives a direction. The action is a direction, and supervision isn't a passive activity. It is to direct means to point the way, provide instructions, and ensure that the movement of team is towards a specific objective. Without direction, efforts is wasted. It is accompanied by authority. It is the right to act. Direction without authority is merely a suggestion. Direction without authority is merely a suggestion, wherein the author Henry Reining emphasizes that a supervision must have the legitimate power to make decisions, give orders, and to enforce compliance. Authority provides the teeth that makes direction effective of the work. The objective is to focus on the tasker, not necessarily the person or the person's private life, wherein the supervision's primary concern is the output, the quality, and the efficiency of labor being performed. It defines the boundary of relationship. It is professional and functional of the others, wherein the human element is taken into consideration. Supervision is inherently social. You cannot supervise yourself in this context, and it requires a hierarchy. It implies a relationship between at least two people, wherein one is responsible for the result of the other. The components of definition are the functional pillar, that is the direction. It focuses on direction and setting goal and giving functional roles, giving instructions. The legitimate pillar, wherein the authority, the legitimate pillar, the authority, the right to command, the right to command and expect obedience. The relational pillar of with respect to others, the management of human resources and interpersonal dynamics. The keywords here used are the direction, that is it guides and regulates. It is about guidance and regulation. Authority, the legal and organizational powers, the work, that is the productive efforts or tasks of others, subordinates or team members. Therefore, this definition give an importance about how the work itself is supervision, and the direction is the steering element, is the important element, and the right to act, which is accompanied by authority. The focus is not the task of the work of others, that is the human element. It is composed of functional pillar, the legalistic pillar, and the relational pillar, wherein it is how Renning's definition functions in practice, and it is a progressive from simple efforts to supervised results. It is about the achievement, the goal is met, compliance. Others follow the direction because of the authority. Authority, the supervisor is given the right to lead. Organization, a hierarchy is established. A supervisor is given the right to lead, and therefore it establishes a hierarchy in an organization. The ladder of direction, it is about the flow of task, reviewing, evaluating the work of others, executing the others perform the work, direction, issuing instructions and path, objective, knowing what works need to be done. Therefore, it describes how supervision is a legitimized guidance. It is the process of ensuring that a group of people achieves a specific result by using the formal power granted by an organization to guide their professional efforts. It is the bridge between organizational policy and actual performance. It is about evaluating the work of others, performing the work, and issuing instructions and path, knowing what work needs to be done. It is about the achievement of the work, the achievement of the goal, the compliances that is following the directions because of the authorities established. Authority is about the supervision is given, the right to lead, and a hierarchy is established.